Hey guys, welcome to the Step Outside YouTube channel. If you want to see catches like this, stick around, like and subscribe. Here's what's coming up.
We are working the back banks of the beach. The westerlies are blowing here on the east coast of the country. On the west coast, you want to be out there, you want an offshore wind. But what we have here is just the tailor, the symbolic winter species that we catch around the east coast of the country. And of course, they are known to be caught overseas, particularly around South Africa. And in America, they can get quite large, and they're called the bluefish. But for us, we love catching the tailor. When you can get your boat in nice and close, and you get your fish back up like this, it's quite a lot of fun. And that is not a bad size fish. There's a lot to it. Well, in fact, there's not a lot to it. But what is involved comes down to the gear. Come with me and I'll show you exactly how to get this underway. Just unhook him there. First thing you got to do when you do get the tailor is you got to neck them, okay? Fishermen know what to do here. I use my thumb, break it back, and make sure there's blood coming out. So I'll put him in the bait tank, and what's going to happen there is all of that beautiful salt water, it's going to keep him clean, get rid of all that blood out of the water, and the fish will have an amazing taste as a lot of that blood comes out of his system. Let's check out the gear. Need to wash their hands first. So the gear I'm running is really light, okay? Off the beach, you might want to go up around that 10'6" to 13'6" outfit, because you need to get that length to get the lure or your bait out over that back bank. And if you have something too short, your line's going to be clipping the water a lot, okay? You won't be able to deter what's a bite and what's not, particularly when you're using bait. But out here lure fishing, we can drop it right back, and it's really cool. So this reel here, this is the Vanford 5000. It'll hold around 195, 200 yards of 12-pound line. I'm using braid on this, so I can easily get around 400 yards of lighter line. Now I'm running OSHA 8. It's a fantastic line class, being braid from Shimano again. The rod is the Zodias. This thing is lightweight, it's next level. Okay, have a look at that. It's super light, beautiful graphite composite, and it really just does justice when you are trying to flick those lures in that extra length. It's nice and stiff down the bottom. It's got a nice light tip, but of course with that action, what happens is you can use it to your best ability. You got a nice lure weight there. The lure weight for this rod can be between 10 and 30 grams, right? Weight of the line class around 14 pounds. So I've got 14-pound braid on this. So all I can do there is give it a good old flick out. When we have a look at the lure, I'm using the Halco Twisty. It's an old favourite. This thing just slays the fish. It's been in my tackle box for a while now, you can tell by the hooks. I've put a little swivel on top. Okay, that'll just stop any rotation of it twisting up that little bit of line, but that shouldn't happen anyway. Now, a tip for you is when you are using light braid lines, is keep your knot of your leader down to the lure short. Okay, don't have the knot going through these eyes. The eyes on these particular rods are quite small. You don't want to have that knot sliding through there. There's a good chance you could flick it off. So when you are casting a shorter leader, make sure the knot is out of the runners. Look where you want to cast. Check your drag. And flick it out. Let it go as far as it'll go. Try and get into the closer banks if you can. All we have to do now, keep your rod tip down. I like to count to about 5 seconds. Gets the lure right on the bottom, lets the line settle down, and then you start to crank it back. Sometimes it's also, wow. How's that, hey? I absolutely got smashed on that, and you know what happens. Fish bit my lure off. Tied on. You know that little Halco Twisty I said been in the family for about generations?
It's gone.
You got to eat.
Let it go. It's gone, mate.
I can't let it go.
It's gone.
I can't let it go.
There's more in your tackle box.
So Timmy's using the AKO fish guy. He's using very blunt hooks. What happened, mate?
You spoke too soon.
I did, didn't I? I have a habit of doing that. When I talk, people lose fish.
Can I have another cast? Hang on. Just give me a second.
Another cast.
Yeah.
Right. So he's running the lighter Zodias rod, and he's running the Vanford 4000. So he's gone that little bit lighter. I'd like to go just that little bit heavier. I guess it's just two different outfits. They're both going to give you the same sort of quality and assurance, but the main thing is they're going to hold the fish and pull it back, providing your hooks are sharp.
Or if I was a beneficial.
So I've lost my Halco Twisty. I'm now going for the Gillies baitfish profile. These are a really, really good lure. Nice sort of pearl finish in that silver. Got a great coating. The hooks aren't too bad either, come out pretty sharp. So they're a pre-rigged hook, of course available at Anaconda. I'm running 30-pound fluorocarbon leader. We go through here. And all I'm going to do is a very simple uni knot, doubling over like that. That little tag runs around the main line and through the loop. 5 times will be enough, like so. Pull it tight, not too tight. Pull it down after we wet it. I like to leave a little bit of a gap here, as you'll see now, so that lure has the ability to swing around a bit. Tighten it up by pulling that one. Use our scissors and cut it up. Keep our tag end. And there we have it. And again, my leader, the knot, is not going to run through the runners, so that won't get caught up at all. It's a really quick and easy. You can do it with your eyes closed. Flicking straight in there. So the difference between the 4000 and the 5000 Vanford, despite the obvious being the spools and all that sort of capacity, but is the handle. The handle on this has the round handle, whereas the 4000 has a flat. I like the round handle on this because I can get a better grip with it when I'm going to retrieve back. Alternate the speed, so forward, slow, fast, slow, and all that. When you see the whitewash come through like that, it's a good time to flick your lure in as well. So we flicked this scudder a fair bit. We've caught one fish out of it and dropped a few as well. So we're going to try another little area just up a bit further. When you do put your hook up on the runner, don't put it through the actual guide. You can chip the silica guide here, put it through the wire frame. If there is no hook retainer down further, it'll just hook up nicely. All right, fish guy, let's go and find another Tailor.
Let's do it.
All right.
Head north.
So what we're looking for here along the beaches is a gutter that has the back bank flowing into a hole, and then it's got an exit point. And that exit point is going to give me a depth of around 1.7 to 2.2 meters. And then obviously it gets deeper. But what that allows me to do is sit our boat in that hole. Right beside us, we could have waves breaking through, and you don't want to be on that situation. You want to be right in that position where the water is deeper, the waves will go around you, and it's sort of semi-safe. So we just patrol these gutters, keep looking for that exact description, what I've just said, and fingers crossed we'll come up with a couple of fish. Yep.
Oh, it falls on as well.
Now this is exactly what we're looking for. We've just driven up the beach that little bit further. You can see the waves breaking here. We're into 1.6 meters, 1.7 meters of water. Just there comes up to about 1.1 meters. So we're right on that drop, and then it comes into a gutter with an outlet and an inlet. So this is where the Tailor are going to hang. What a beautiful fish, look at that. Again, nice and clean. And this is what the Tailor are all about out here. Beautiful green back, nice firm shoulders on it. Nice. Lovely fish. I'll tell you what, you put that thing on a hook, you might even catch yourself a mulloway or a giant black kingfisher or a cobia. So for me, it's going to be dinner. Bleed him up. His neck, blood comes out, it's fine. Straight in it. Not a bad fish, mate. Would you like the net? So the idea here is to wait for some cover. If there's cover moving through from a broken wave, then the fish become a lot more active as they feed aggressively. If there's no cover, then it's pretty hard for the fish to sneak up onto the bait, right? So we wait for some cover that's just coming behind us now. Flick it over. Let it sink down, count to your 5. And then continue to wind, and we're on. Timmy, nice fish, mate. That's a little Halco bait fish profile. Oh, lost him. It's absolutely smashing that gold lure. Dodge. It's great to fish with people who know what they're doing. Like if you're casting over someone, it's just that nice reaction to go, yep, you can move in, you can move out, you can move around. You don't get tangled up as much. You got one, mate? One here again, that bite where he was in amongst the cover, he's just had a swipe at it because they are very aggressive. So we'll let that one go and have another crack. Again, more whitewash straight in there. His mates are following him. He's got lots of mates. He got my syndrome. So the beauty of all of this is it's an adrenaline rush basically. There's a lot of other guys doing this stuff around the country, but it's just knowing the swell, knowing the beach, understanding the ocean as well. You don't want to come out here and go side onto the waves, you'll get cracked. Always keep the bow facing out towards the waves so we can give it a bit of squirt if we have to, if one wave is coming in. And at the end of the day, you're catching quality fish such as this. Beautiful Tailor, taken on the light Vanford and Zodias combo. Absolutely gorgeous. If you want to get out and have a crack yourself, here's a few tips to get you underway. Nice.
Now here's some tips to spinning for Tailor. I was running a Vanford Shimano C5000XG super smooth reel. I matched it up with a 3 to 6 kilo Shimano Zodias spin rod. Super light, 30-pound fluorocarbon leader, a 30-gram Metal Slug. Work the beach gutters, look for the cover. That's where the fish will hide. And if you're in your boat, make sure you keep the bow out and keep an eye on the incoming swell. I wouldn't be heading out if the swell's over a metre. Good luck. And of course, thanks for watching Step Outside YouTube channel for lots of cooking and fishing action. Like, subscribe, and of course comment for more catches like this and cooking recipes.